Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, we can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone who is here today. Good afternoon. That's much better. We are so happy to have you here today, and we welcome you to Orange County's tribute to the United States Army, Navy, and Marine Corps as we celebrate 250 years of service. I think that deserves a big round of applause from everybody who's here today. That is incredible. I'm Orange County Communications Director Jeff Williamson. It is our honor to celebrate the present and to honor the past here on this very special occasion. Before we begin a couple of housekeeping items, we'd like to welcome our elected officials who have joined us today. You'll hear from Mayor Demings in just a moment, but we'd like to say hello to Commissioner Nicole Wilson, Orange County Government. Good to see you, Commissioner Wilson. And U.S. Congressman Maxwell Frost is here as well. It's good to see you, Congressman. Thank you for being here. Are there any other elected officials who I may have missed? All right, welcome one and welcome all. We will begin where we should begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask World War II and Korean veteran Louis Boria Jr. to offer our Pledge of Allegiance. Please come forward. Give him a big round of applause as he comes forward. Mr. Boria.
We'll call attention on deck and follow with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
He still has that commanding voice, doesn't he? I love it. Made you pay attention. Thank you so much, Mr. Boyer. We appreciate that. And now, to frame the significance of this event, why we are here in this space today, the importance of those that we honor, would you please welcome the 5th elected mayor of Orange County, the Honorable Jerry L. Demings. Mayor.
All right, good afternoon to all of you, and I do honor and recognize all of our veterans, and especially today, Sergeant Barrero for that wonderful lead in for the Pledge of Allegiance. He might not look like it, but he's just shy, I think, of 100 years old. That's what I thought. 98, he's so close, and he still can fit in that uniform. How about that? Let me again recognize my board members. We see Commissioner Wilson, who is here. I was looking, Commissioner Scott was supposed to be here. I don't see him. But we have the incredible gift of having Congressman Maxwell Frost representing us in the United States House of Representatives. He's a fighter. He's fighting for the true issues of the residents of our community. So, Congressman, we certainly appreciate your presence here today as well. We certainly, as you fight to get some of those dollars back from Washington into our area, we'll appreciate you as well. And now, let me just also recognize the chair of the Mayor's Orange County Veterans Advisory Council, Sergeant Fred Robinson. Fred, where are you? And there he is. The members of the council and Ms. Alnita Witt, the manager of the county's Veteran Services Office, for their service and participation today. There's Alnita Witt as well. As you look around, you can see the military history exhibits, including a replica World War II B-17 bomber, aviation artifacts, and a collection of photographs and memorabilia recognizing and honoring our veterans and service members. You will hear more from Azalea Santana, our Regional History Center Director, and her team in just a few minutes about our military exhibits. This year marks a significant time in our nation's history. It is a time to honor 2.5 centuries of service, celebrating the remarkable history of these branches, their core values, and their unwavering commitment to defending and protecting our freedom. From the earliest days of the Continental Army, Navy, and Marines to today's highly trained and technologically advanced forces, these branches have stood as defenders of our freedoms, protectors of peace, and symbols of American determination. Today, we honor the history of these great institutions and the men and women who have proudly worn the uniform with courage and devotion to duty. Your sacrifices, along with those of your families, have shaped the very fabric of our nation. As we reflect on 250 years of service, we must also look ahead to the next generation who will carry forward this proud legacy. The strength of our military has always derived from its people, their character, leadership, and love of country. Thank you to everyone who has served or is serving today. Your dedication ensures that the principles on which this great nation was founded, freedom, equality, and democracy, continue to thrive. And so on behalf of the 1.5 million people who call Orange County home, congratulations to the United States Army, Navy, and Marines on their anniversary. May this nation continue to honor your service. Thank you so much today. Dr. Williams.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We know that you are very busy, so thank you for coming by today. We appreciate that. I'd like to bring forward the official host. We are in her house today of the Orange County Regional History Center, Azella Santana. She will bring up curator Katie Kelly, who will talk more about what you are seeing here. And then we'll hear from Almeda Witt, a U.S. Army veteran who heads our Orange County Veterans Service Office. We will start with Ms. Santana. Please come, let's give a big round of applause. This is all most of her creation. Ms. Santana, good to see you.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Mayor Demings. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the Orange County Regional History Center as we gather to recognize and thank the service members who have served our country. At the History Center, we're proud to preserve and share the stories that shape Central Florida's history and identity. Among the most powerful are those of our veterans. Through our exhibitions, archives, and oral histories, we strive to honor the courage, service, and sacrifice of those who served, defended our freedoms, and to ensure that their legacies remain a living part of our community's story. In partnership with the Orange County government, we're proud to offer free admission to all of our veterans and up to 2 guests now through Veterans Day on November 11th. And it's our way to say thank you to everyone here and also for those who have served our country, inviting you to experience the stories that connect us all. We invite veterans and their families to visit, reflect, and connect with the stories that define our region. And we encourage everyone to become a member and experience the Central Florida history here year-round. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our curator of exhibitions, Katie Kelly, who leads the effort to bring these stories and our veterans' legacies to life through the reimagining of our military and aviation history gallery that you see behind me. So please join us in welcoming Katie.
Thank you, Azella. Good afternoon, everyone. As we gather to honor those who serve our country, I want to take a moment to share how we at the History Center are working to ensure that their stories and the stories of Central Floridians connected to military service continue to be told with depth, dignity, and relevance. The Military and Aviation History section has long traced how war has shaped this region, from the early forts of the Seminole Wars to the flight training at Orlando Air Base and the Cold War industries that helped define modern Central Florida. But as our community and our nation evolve, so must the stories we tell. We are now planning updates that will fittingly be unveiled the weekend of July 4th, 2026, as our nation celebrates its 250th anniversary. First, we'll update this gallery to include the newest branch of our armed forces, the United States Space Force, a reminder that national defense continues to impact Central Florida's history. Additionally, we'll revise existing content to place people at the center of military history, not just battles and bases, but the lived experiences of those who served and those who supported them at home. We want visitors to understand how military action affected Central Floridians, both abroad and on the home front. The families who rationed food, the women who joined the workforce, the veterans who built new lives here after service, and the community shaped by immigration, opportunity, and resilience. We also recognize the importance of representing all who served, people of different races, genders, and backgrounds, whose contributions should not be overlooked. This includes examining the impact of military service on breaking down structures of segregation, the pioneering women who joined the WACs and the WAVES, and of recent veterans from diverse communities who continue to serve today. Finally, we plan to refresh our artifact displays bringing in personal items, uniforms, and oral histories that connect visitors more directly to the human experience of service and sacrifice. These updates will ensure that future generations see themselves reflected in this history and understand how deeply military service has shaped Central Florida's identity. As we honor our veterans today, we also recommit ourselves to preserving their legacy, not as distant history, but as part of the living story of our community. Thank you. I think we're going to bring up Alnita from Veteran Services next.
Thank you, Katie. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alnita Witt, and I am the Orange County Veteran Service Officer. Thank you for being here with us today as we celebrate a remarkable moment in our nation's history, the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, Marine Corps, and the Navy. For 250 years, these branches have stood as pillars of service and sacrifice, defending our freedom. Think about it, 250 years, that's a long time. So we ask, how do we celebrate 250 years of military history? We celebrate this memorable moment by honoring the generations of men and women who've worn the uniform. Those who have stood watch during times of war and peace, who've served and sacrificed something greater than themselves. This moment is made even more meaningful as we stand here in our History Center, a place where our history of our branches and the stories of those who served are preserved for all to see. Today, we also take pride in recognizing the 80th anniversary of our very own Orange County Veteran Services. Our office was founded October 11th of 1945, and we celebrated 80 years, October 25th, at the Multicultural Center. For 8 decades, our office has carried forward the same spirit of commitment of serving the men and women who served us, ensuring that their stories, their sacrifices, and their needs are never forgotten. As we reflect on the anniversaries and participate in ceremonies and events, and watch as other agencies hold these events, let's be reminded that our military history is not just about dates and events, it's about people. The people who are service members, our veterans, our families, those who continue to uphold the values of duty and service. So let's celebrate, let's be reminded, but let's do so by honoring those who came before us and recommit ourselves to preserving their legacy. And what better place to do that than here in our Orange County Regional History Center. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anita, and thank you all who gave the history of what we're looking at. There are so many great artifacts here. We hope you have some time to take and look at what we have created for you here today. Now, let's hear from the chair of the Orange County Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council, Sergeant Fred Robinson, U.S. Marine Corps. Sergeant Robinson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. This is a great day. It's our History Center, and we're going to be unveiling the Orange County Veterans of the Year plaque. But what I'd like to say and start off with is our Orange County Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council is here to support and assist the veterans and their families of Central Florida. We have representatives of the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, Space Force, Coast Guard, and Army, as well as the VA, Orange County VSOs, Soldiers Angels, also representatives of the American Legion, the DAV, the VFW, Military Order of the Purple Heart, Military Officers Association of America, Heart of Florida United Way, Mission United, as well as the Red Cross, just to name a few. We also have resources for mental health, which is very important nowadays. It is provided by the Camaraderie Foundation as well as others, and we have homeless veterans resources provided by the VA and other community partners. I do my best to mentor our council members to become future chairmen and chairwomen and lead our Orange County Mayor Veterans Advisory Council into the future. Our signature events are the 50th commemoration of Vietnam veterans, Memorial Day, Gold Star Mothers and Families Day, as well as Veterans Day. We also have a podcast called Operation Outreach, which is aired on Orange TV as well as YouTube. There's so much misinformation in the community that we had our own podcast, which was directed by Mayor Jerry Demings, so we could give the actual organizations come and represent and inform everybody of what they provide and what they don't provide. We've also, 80%, I would say, of the podcasts that we have had are national organizations. So you could have family members throughout the United States who can watch these particular podcasts and they can benefit from them. Also, what I would like to do at this particular point is say happy birthday to Sally Amato. She is a Marine Corps bugler. She turned 102 yesterday. And Mel Jenner. Mel Jenner, who was in the United States Army Air Corps and then went to the Air Force. He served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. He turns 103 the 13th of this month. I had the opportunity, thank you, I had the opportunity to interview Sally and Mel last Friday, and they will be in an upcoming feature in our Operation Outreach podcast. I would would be remiss if we didn't take a moment of silence for the members of our greatest generation that we lost this year. Montford Point Marine, Sergeant Charles Foreman, Senior Chief Robert Hodge, U.S. Navy, 107 years old. United States Marine Corps Sergeant Elmer Hawkins, 102. And United States Army Air Corps, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel George Hardy, Tuskegee Airman, 100 years old. Thank you.
It's not often we have our members of Congress present, and so I'm not going to put Commissioner Wilson on the spot, but I am going to put Congressman Frost on the spot and invite him to come up just to say a few words to us since he has the ability to be outside of Washington, D.C. Congressman Frost.
Good afternoon. As we approach Veterans Day, let us take a moment to honor those who gave everything in service of our nation and those who continue to serve today. And as we celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Marines, the Army, and the Navy, I come from a military family. I come from an Air Force family. The Air Force was part of the Army at one point. My family's been in the Air Force since it was the Army Air Corps. And also next year, as we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our nation, let us always remember that it's not just about celebrating the last 250 years, but it's also a challenge for all of us to think about the next 250 years. What does it look like? How do we prepare ourselves for the challenges and issues we don't even know about yet? How do we ensure that the phrase homeless veteran and hungry veteran doesn't exist? It's a challenge for all of us, politicians, leaders, organizers, and members of our community. It's one of the reasons I put forth a bill called the Votes Act to help expand voting rights for military service members overseas so they can participate in the democracy that they are defending. And we hope to get that passed through the United States Congress very soon. And the last thing I'll say is it's really good to be here in the History Center. This is one of the most important institutions we have in Central Florida. There are many military museums across the entire nation. There aren't many that focus on our home and on Central Florida. This is one of those places. And it's more than just a museum of history. This is a museum and an institution of memory. The memory of our people, of our home, and those who have fought for the freedom and our ability to be here today. Thank you to everyone. God bless.
He did very well for being put on the spot like that. How about that? Okay, so we're here to unveil this plaque, but before I do so, it's only been a couple of years since we began to recognize the Veteran of the Year here in Orange County, and I thought that it would be appropriate to recognize someone annually. And we have the first two recipients of the Veteran of the Year here. First, you've heard from one, Marine Sergeant Fred Robinson, who is on the plaque, but also we have Staff Sergeant Norris Henderson, who is here as well, whose name will be on the plaque. So now they will be joined by others in the future whose names will be added to this plaque. And so let me just kind of read what the plaque says. It says, this award honors a local veteran who has made significant contributions to the well-being of veterans, military members, and their families in our community. Established in 2023 by the Orange County Veterans Advisory Council, this annual recognition celebrates a veteran for their exceptional service, continued dedication, and unwavering commitment to serving others beyond their military duty. Orange County is proud to honor our veterans for their outstanding contributions and their service to this great nation. And with that, please, Fred, Sergeant Barrera, come on up. We're going to help us unveil this. Norris, come on up. Okay, gentlemen, come on right here.
Oh, on this side.
Okay, so what we'll be doing, we will be opening up nominations for the next honoree. Here we will begin the nominations right after Veterans Day. So we'll look forward to making that announcement very soon as well. So we will continue to honor these persons who give beyond their service to the country. Thank you.
I would just like to say that myself, I'm accepting this on behalf of every member of our Orange County Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council because they're all worthy to become